Alright, y'all, welcome back. This is AP World History Unit 1, Day 4. Your reminders, make sure you have your history notebooks and you're taking your notes as we go through the video. And make sure that you complete the vocabulary for this video as well. Remember, the vocabulary is also going to be in the video and as well down in the description. Let's go ahead and get started. So our key terms for today are Caesaropapism, Monasticism, St. Basil, Selijuk Turks, Great Schism, and icons. Our key concepts for today are going to be the religious characteristics of the Byzantine Empire and the impact of the Great Schism. We'll talk about monasticism and its effects, domestic problems of the Byzantine Empire, and Eastern Europe/Russia during the post-classical period. So let's start off with the Byzantine Empire. If you remember in our last unit that the Roman Empire will split in half, and you'll have the Western Roman Empire and the Eastern Roman Empire. The Eastern Roman Empire is the Byzantines, and they're going to be located in the Middle East, Western Europe, a little bit of Eastern Europe until the 1450s, and then North Africa. Now, the Byzantine Empire they were an empire, and they practiced something known as Caesaropapism. And Caesaropapism is where the emperor controls the church, which is going to be different than in Eastern Europe, where the Pope controls the church. Now, the Byzantine imperial organization is going to be where the government's run by a bureaucracy, an emperor, and they're going to have a very much professional army. So, a map of the Byzantine Empire. So, the part on the right-hand side in the yellow is going to be the Byzantine Empire. The part on the left-hand side is going to be the Eastern Roman Empire, or what is left of the Eastern Roman Empire after its collapse. Now, in Christianity at this time, we have something known as icons. And icons are a depiction of a Christian leader. For example, the one on the screen is Jesus, and they're full of symbolism, and they represent different aspects of the Bible, different stories of the Bible. They also are very stylized. So if you look at this example right here, this is a icon of Jesus, and the biggest one you can notice is he's holding up 3 fingers. Those 3 fingers represent the Christian Holy Trinity. Right. Also, during this time, we have an increase in monasticism, and monasticism means monks. Right. It's a monastery system, and they're going to really start to kick off during the Byzantine Empire with St. Basil. And for the most part, monasteries and monks were hermits and ascetics, where they kind of just stuck to themselves. They were completely self-sufficient. And the kind of beginning of monasticism is going to be in the Egypt area. But in the 4th century CE, a reform by a gentleman by St. Basil, he's going to kind of reform monasteries to provide more local services. They suddenly become hospitals, poor relief orphanages. They hold out food and kind of accept anyone who wants to be a monk. And they're really kind of a community center rather than just like isolated monks and hermits. Now, also in this time in Christianity, we're going to have something known as the Great Schism. And this is going to be really between the political rivalry between Constantinople, which is the seat of the Byzantine Empire, and Rome, which is going to be the seat of where the Pope is, right? And, well, the political rivalry kind of is in Central Europe, Balkans, and Southern Italy, and the Western Roman Empire kind of criticized the iconoclast movement in the East criticized by the West. So the West did not want icons, but the East used icons, and they had these big stained glass windows and pictures and murals of religious belief. There's also a fight between the East and West Roman Empire of who's in charge of the church. The Pope in the West, or the Emperor in the East with Caesaropapism. And they also had ritual and doctrine differences. The leavened versus unleavened bread, if I recall. The Byzantine had leavened bread, while the Western Roman Empire had unleavened bread. The Eastern Roman Empire, or the Byzantines, the priests could marry. In the West, they could not marry. And they also kind of argued over whether or not you should teach the Bible in Latin or in the native, like, common language. And so this leads to something called the Great Schism between the Orthodox Christians in the East and the Catholics in the West. And in 1054, what happens is the East and West excommunicate each other, meaning that they say, the East says to the West, hey, you're not in the church anymore, you're not part of our church, and the West says the same thing to the East, where you're not part of the church. If you think about it like an Instagram or TikTok or Twitter beef, they basically unfollowed each other. And everyone who followed each side unfollowed the other side. So, and this kind of begins the origins of Eastern Orthodoxy and Roman Catholic, with Eastern Orthodoxy being in the Byzantines and the Roman Catholics being in the former Western Roman Empire. Right? Now, the Byzantine economy was very much agricultural at this time. The peasantry were landless peasants who worked as sharecroppers, but with the decline in peasantry's power and the changes in government from the split, the landowners shifted taxes to the peasants, and this caused the birth of serfdom, as landowners kind of forced the peasants to be tied to the land they are. Now, serfdom is different than slavery. A slave can be sold and bought. Serfs are tied to the land. Serfs can only be traded and sold if they sell the land that they are on. Now, industry and trade this time. Industry is going to be manufacturing. The Byzantines are going to get their hands on silkworms from China. Some monks go to China and they bring back silkworms, which were very protected. They hid them in their walking sticks, their hollowed-out walking sticks. And Constantinople was an important trade market for the Eurasian Mediterranean trade, and Constantinople does trade with the Middle East, India, and as far as China. This is also going to be the kind of birth of the modern banking system in Europe, and partnerships and banks supported the commercial economy during the time. Now, domestic problems and foreign challenges. Social problems is free peasants were declining in number and prosperity, leading to an increase in serfdom. The Selijuk Turks began to expand their empire and actually going to defeat Constantinople and the Byzantines in 1071. From the west, you have the Western Europeans mounting a series of crusades. And at the start, the Pope was like, oh, we'll protect you, Constantinople and Byzantines. And then in the Fourth Crusade, the Eastern Roman Empire, in the Fourth Crusade, sacked Constantinople. And eventually, the Selijuk Turks and the Turks are going to push the Byzantines out of Asia and kind of firmly keep them in Europe. And by 1453, the Byzantine Empire is conquered by the Ottomans. Now, Eastern Europe, which is going to be more of Russian area, ethnically they're going to be Slavic and Bergers, which are going to be modern-day Bulgaria and the Turkic people. Now, Byzantine and West and the Catholics and the Eastern Orthodox are going to send missionaries into Central Europe and the Balkans, and they're kind of going to split the allegiance of Western Europe or Eastern Europe, with part of them being Catholic and part of them being Orthodox. Now, the difference between Catholic and Orthodox is Catholics are going to be, they're going to follow the Pope, which are going to be the Magyars, Czechs, Slovaks, Poles, Croats, and Slovens. And then you have the Eastern Orthodox, who are going to follow what is known as the Patriarch. These are going to be the Serbs from Serbia, Bulgars, Macedonians, Russians, and Romanians. So this is where we're going to stop for today. Remember, you should be taking notes throughout the video, and make sure that you're also completing the vocabulary, which is at the start of this video and down in the descriptions. Thank y'all, and I'll see y'all in class.